I'm going to show you how to run an automated weed factory in Schedule 1 from start to finish. So all you got to do is supply the ingredients for mixing as well as soil and seeds. So got this set up here. It's a fresh setup, so I can show you how it goes. So what you're going to need obviously is grow pots or the grow tents or whatever, somewhere to grow the place, grow stuff. You need storage racks. You're going to need mixing stations. Ideally, you really want to mix. If you don't mix it, you're losing out a lot of money, okay? Well, mixing, you're also going to want packaging stations and then just storage racks and beds. So what we're going to do here, we have all these employees. We're going to be doing this at the bungalow over here. And we're going to start with the botanist, okay? So I've already set mine up, but what you'll do is you'll assign them to a bed. So let me just show that. You click on the bed, and then you find an empty bed, and then click on the bed. Supplies is where they get their seeds and soil from. So in my case, in this setup, we're going to pick this one for one of the botanists, okay? You're only going to want one storage rack per botanist if you have more than one, because it's already bad enough to have to restock the shelf every like 4 or 5 days. So I'd recommend one per botanist. Then for the pots or drying racks, now I already all selected them. We deselect some so I can show you. So if you don't know how this works, you'd have none of them selected when you start. And then you'll go to the botanist and you'll pick on this option, the pots or drying racks, and then you'll go to ones that are not, that you don't have them doing yet. Click on them, click it again, click on it again until you've done 8 of the grow stations or pots or whatever, okay? After that, the botanist setup is done. The last thing is go off the clipboard, go back on it to get off your employee. And then for each of the pots that he's going to be working with, you have to hit Manage Pot when looking at it with the clipboard. And there will be a storage rack. So you're going to set the storage rack to wherever you want all the bud to go once it's harvested. So the botanist will do this. You don't need a handler for this, and you're good. You can also narrow down the seeds and additives, but I usually don't have a problem with that. Usually just the supply rack, I just have, one seed type, and I have soil. And if I want a different seed, just swap it out, okay? Because you're going to have to supply it all the time anyway, every like 5-10 days or whatever, depending on how you do it. Anyway, so that's the botanist. He's done. So now we're growing weed automatically. All we got to do is we have to load up the soil and the seeds and make sure they don't run out. And then after that, the weed will happen automatically. He'll water these. So you don't need a sprinkler. The sprinkler just makes them go faster. So it's up to you if you want a sprinkler or not. And we're good. So now, I did not mean to pick that up. So now what we're going to do is take that weed and we're going to mix it before packaging. So we're going to go back to the clipboard, and then we're going to go outside and we're going to take one of our handlers. Let me get rid of this lady. Take one of our handlers. I'm just going to go ahead and undo them just so I can show you. So again, you'll assign a bed, and then you're going to set up routes. So you might as well just grab all the routes and then pick where they're going to start, where they're going to go to. So we're going to pick from. We're going to say, that rack where we had the weed, where the weed's going to be going. Make that go to the first mixer, and then the mixers, they have their destination. So if we're gonna I'm gonna multi-mix, for example. So I'm gonna make a 3-mix weed. So we're gonna make this mixer's destination be the next mixer. That one's destination is the next mixer, and then the final one's destination is a storage rack over here. So the next step is gonna be the mixing. So you're gonna want to get a chemist, and then again assign his bed, and then you're going to assign stations. Now I've already done it, but same thing as before. You do it, and then you would just click on the station, and then you'd pop this up again, and you would click on the next one, and you do that till it says that you have all 3 of the stations in here. And then you're good to go on that. Then the other thing is we're going to need to supply each of these stations with supplies. So we're going to need a route for each one of these. So in my case, I'm doing a triple mix. So the best way to do this is to only have one mixing ingredient per shelf, or else you're going to get random results. What you get will mess everything up. So let's say this one has Viagra, for example. I don't have any on here, but let's say it does. That first one is going to take Viagra to the first one. Say the second one has the horse semen. Start from that. Go to the second mixer with the horse semen. Then go to the third one. Say it has, iodine. Take iodine to the third mixer. Okay, so now that handler will take the ingredients and load them up onto each mixing station. He'll also grab the weed and put it on the first mixing station. Now the chemist, whenever he's done on the first mixing station, he's the one who will move from the mixing station to whatever the mixing station's destination is, which is the next one. So the chemist will move the weed there, then move it over to here, then move it over to here, and he'll start up each one as long as the ingredients are there, the Viagra or the iodine or whatever. Okay, so at this point, the automation is totally complete up to this stage. So it'll grow automatically, it will mix automatically, it'll end up on this shelf as a mixed weed, and the ingredients will be picked up automatically, and they will go into the mixer and all that. So everything's automated now at this point. So now what we need to do is we need to grab a handler and did another route, which is we're going to need to go from that shelf that has the mixed weed and have it go to a packaging station. Then what we're going to need to do is assign, I already have a handler assigned to this, but you would assign a handler to a packaging station, like, you know, same way you did the other ones, like that. Okay, so once you have one assigned to the same one that you're sending it to, okay, so that goes to there. We have a handler there. And then this one needs a destination. So we go from there to, say, like over here, okay? And so then now we have it automated to where the mixed stuff will get mixed. It'll go over to here, and then it'll go from over here to the packaging station, and then they'll attempt to package it. But we're missing one other thing because we're missing an ingredient from the packaging station. So you're probably going to need 2 handlers. I almost always need 2 handlers for every setup. So we get rid of all these, and we're going to say we need to go from somewhere. So you could have a shelf wherever you want. Let's say this last one in my case, I need to put either jars or I need to put the bags. So we go there and then go from there to the packaging station, which will make one of the handlers, whenever there's not a bag or a jar at the packaging station, they'll go and grab one and they'll drop it off here for whoever's going to be using the packaging station. Then at that point, since that has packaging, that has weed, whenever a handler sees both those things on there, they will grab it and they will bag it, and then they'll put it on a shelf and you're good to go. And when you have the setup done, you'll have a shelf that just has finished product fully bagged on it that just collects over time. You'll just come in every day, go to that shelf, grab your stuff, and go. So I think we got everything there. It goes botanist to there, from there to mixers, chemist goes there, handler takes things from these to the mixers, mixer spits it out here, we grab this and put it there, we take bags that route, we put it there, and then one of the handlers has it as their station, and then they spit out the packaged product over there. So that is how to do automation for weed. It's going to be a similar process for the cocaine or the meth. You just got to switch up a few things, but that's the basic concept. And I think that about wraps it up. So I just want to make a quick video here explaining how automation works for weed specifically. Hopefully that answers all your questions. Now you know how to fully automate from start to finish your weed factory in Schedule 1.